Today, Alan Ray Kirkendile entered a plea of guilty to the murder of his wife, Amy Kirkendile. He was sentenced to 45 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and ordered to pay a $5,000 fine. Kirkendile was arrested and charged for the murder of his wife on January 14th of 2012. He will now be turned over to the Texas prison system. A Pampa man is recovering after being shot yesterday. The Pampa Police Department says an Xcel worker was disconnecting a man's power yesterday on the 200 block of Craven when he was shot. Police say Alfonso Albert told the worker to turn the power back on, which the victim did. Then he shot him. The victim's injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Albert is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. A Spearman man is killed following an accident in Hutchinson County. The Department of Public Safety says it happened yesterday morning around 11, 3 miles south of Stinnett on Highway 136. They say 21-year-old Antonio Hernandez was traveling south when he lost control and swerved off the road. He overcorrected and went into the northbound lane and was struck by an oncoming semi-truck. He was pronounced dead at the scene. An Amarillo woman loses her leg after a BNSF train rolled over it. The Amarillo Police Department says the woman and a man were trying to get through the tracks around 8:30 last night when a train rolled over her leg. The man, Armando Rosales, was arrested on a separate charge. Police say the woman may face trespassing charges for being in the rail yard. A heated argument resulting in a stabbing leaves an area man behind bars. Amarillo police say 40-year-old Donald Moss and 48-year-old Gary McHouston began arguing at the Woods Inn on Amarillo Boulevard. McHouston went into his apartment and noticed Moss stabbing the front tires to his truck. When he came outside, the fight continued, and Moss then stabbed him in the shoulder. Moss was booked into the Potter County Jail for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 2 other drug-related charges. McHouston suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation continues this afternoon into a range fire near Borger. Just after 2:30 Tuesday afternoon, firefighters from 7 fire departments responded to this fire about 4 miles east of Fritch along Highway 136. The Hutchinson County Sheriff's Office tells us the fire was under control by about 4. So far, no injuries have been reported. Well, we started off with a very nice day, but we might be seeing a little bit of rain. We'll check in with Storm Track 10 meteorologist Alan Gwynn for the latest on our forecast. Hi, Alan. Thank you, Alan. Spring breakers are being urged to avoid a popular destination, Mexico. The Texas Department of Public Safety says all areas of the country, even resort areas like Cancun, Acapulco, Tijuana, and Cabo San Lucas, are not safe. Those destinations have serious problems with rape, sexual assaults, and are home to many drug dealers. Drug cartel violence and other criminal activity continue to be a problem. The number of U.S. citizens reported as murdered in Mexico has increased within the last 4 years, from 35 in 2007 to 120 in 2011. A Houston jury has convicted Texas tycoon R. Allen Stanford on all but one of the charges he faced. He allegedly cheated investors out of more than $7 billion in one of the largest Ponzi schemes in U.S. history. Federal jurors found Stanford guilty on 13 of the 14 counts he faced. He was found not guilty on 1 count of wire fraud. He faces up to 20 years in prison for the most serious charges, but could serve longer if a judge orders his sentences be served consecutively. Today, convicted killer Keith Thurman hopes the U.S. Supreme Court keeps him from the death chamber. Thurman faces lethal injection tonight in Huntsville for fatally shooting his wife, Sharon, and neighbor, Guy Fernandez. They were living together down the street from Thurmond in Montgomery County. Attorneys for Thurmond are arguing lawyers earlier in his appeals process were grossly deficient in failing to track down background about the former mechanic's abusive childhood.